Hey, we're the Swon Brothers, and we want to thank you for sending in all your questions.
And a big thanks to Cody Allen for having us here today.
Let's get started. Alright.
I raise from New Westminster. Westminster. Is that how you say that name? Iris? Iris? We're from Oklahoma.
Iris
from New Westminster. We're from Oklahoma.
Off to a good start.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you write or participate in the writing process of the songs? Assuming for the new record that's coming out October 14th. Originally we had planned on writing a lot more for the record, but it was totally up to us, and we did write some. We actually co-wrote one of the songs on there. It's called Songs That Said It All with Charles Kelly and Dave Haywood from Lady Antebellum.
Just a small little band.
And, I think that was the only one that we wrote. We just heard a lot better songs, and we took this time to learn from all these great writers in Nashville, and we've done some co-writing, and I think we'll write for more albums in the future.
Great question. Alright, now we have Hannah from Connecticut. How did you feel on the day of the Voice finale and on the day of your blind audition? I'll tell you, the blind audition for me was a lot more stressful than the finale, because
absolutely
that was one of the most stressful events in our life. We didn't think we were going to get a chair turn, but we ended up seeing old Blake turn his chair around, and it was just a match made in heaven from there. And then on the finale, we were on cloud 9 because we just got to sing with Bob Seger. So
yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the whole experience though was incredible, and I think both of those experiences, I know that we grew a lot from the start of the show to the end, and it was awesome.
Alright, up next we have Michelle from Glenpool.
What is our favorite song or songs on the album, and why?
That's so tough.
It's a tough question. We have a connection with Later On because it was our first single ever, and we've chased this dream, since we were little kids. And hearing radio play it, that's a one of a kind feeling. But I think every song on the record has a special place for us. We chose the songs carefully, and all of them are completely different from the last, and so I think it's a very broad spectrum. But there's a certain connection to each song on the record.
Will from Ohio. Who and what is involved in determining which song will be singles from the new CD? That's a good question, Will. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't really know how we decide. We don't know what we're doing. I know that we have an idea as far as, the brothers here. We have an idea of what we think it should be, but there's a lot of people that are smarter than us, and which are all of you guys at home and on the internet. And so what was really cool about our first single was y'all picked it. Later on, y'all pretty much downloaded it so much that the label came to us and said, we found your next single. So there's no rhyme or reason or formula to it, I don't think.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, for sure.
Label and managers and us, we all get together and make a decision.
Thank you, Will.
Jay from Nashville. If money wasn't an object, would you travel into space? Well, Jay, no. I would not.
What? I totally would.
I can't. I don't even like flying in airplanes. I think space is amazing. I'd rather let other guys go film it and I could look at it.
I would go, Jay. I definitely would go. I've seen Armageddon, so... Wait, that's a bad example.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's actually why I wouldn't go. Thank you, Jay.
Alright, next question. Melissa from Huntington Beach. Said that weird. Hey, Melissa. Hey, how you doing, Melissa? When I saw you guys at CMA Fest, you seemed so elated. Can someone tell me what elated means?
Excited.
Excited.
I'm just kidding.
How's that experience changed you, if at all? Well, that was our first CMA Fest, and you talk about a blast. We've been fans for years, and getting to participate in these events and meet people that support us in our music. It's just a one-of-a-kind feeling, and the fans is what makes it go around, and we hope we get to be a part of it every year.
Katie from Telford. If you could have dinner with anybody at all from history, who would it be, and what would you eat?
I already know this.
One guy on top of my list would be Elvis.
Oh, you stole mine.
Get your own life, dude. Quit copying me. And obviously, we'd probably be eating, since it's Elvis, banana and peanut butter sandwiches. So
I'm going to change that a little bit. I would say Elvis too, but I would take him to Chewy's and get the Elvis fried chicken. Jeremy from Singapore, your song This Side of Heaven has brought me so much comfort and closure when my grandpa passed on. What's the story behind cutting that track? Well, that song just speaks to, as far as I can tell, everyone that hears it. And for us, we were sitting in a room kind of like this, and we were in a meeting, a song pitch meeting, and it's where we just listened to a lot of different songs that are being thrown our way, and that was the first one that they played, and it was just a guy singing with a piano, and that song hit us so hard we couldn't listen to any others. We just kept going back to that one. We wanted to hear it over and over again. So,
and thanks for sharing your story, man. That means a lot to us. Like, when you cut a song and you hope it has the same effect on other people as it did when you heard it the first time, and just knowing about, how this affected your life and when your grandpa passed on, like that's really cool. Like, thanks for sharing that, and I'm glad you liked it. Ashley from New Orleans. Which song means the most to y'all on this album? That's like picking a favorite brother. Like, and I only have one brother. But,
that's tough.
Yeah, because they all mean so much, and they're all different meanings to us. Like, later on, it's like a fun, just like, we're going to have a good time meaning to it, and then,
well, it was our first single.
Yeah, and then Pray For You is like, hit you home of like, yeah, we've all had rough times, and I think we all can relate to hitting a rock bottom point in our life. So,
Songs That Said It All is our first song as writers that get to go on a major project.
That we wrote with Lady Antebellum. So it's just, there's so many cool meanings behind every song. I just don't feel comfortable picking one.
Yeah, I can't. Carly from Birmingham. What's the most surreal thing that has happened on your career thus far? You know what? Every time we think we have an answer to a question like this, something new happens that we just can't believe. We are beyond blessed and grateful for everything that's happened in our career since The Voice, and through The Voice.
To give you a few, though, just some really crazy moments. We've sang with Bob Seger. We've met Paul McCartney. We've been nominated for a CMA Vocal Duo of the Year now.
We got to play the Grand Ole Opry.
Golly, it's one thing after the other.
Carrie Underwood sang on a record. We broke an ad date with our first single, or we broke a record for most ads with our first single. It's just been an incredible year, and we are very humbled and grateful. So thanks for everything.
And from Columbus, what is the best advice Blake Shelton gave you while mentoring you on The Voice?
I know what the best advice he gave you was.
And the best advice he gave me was...
cut your hair.
No, and it wasn't. Even though he did say I looked like Farrah Fawcett when we first met. And the best advice he gave me, personally, was you need to drop your brother. You need a solo career. But I haven't done it yet. I'm still trying to get there. So. I'm just kidding, Ann. The best advice he gave us was, if you love country music, sing country music. Don't be afraid to do it. George Jones and Merle Haggard on The Voice just because it's a TV show. And we found out that he was right. Blake is not as dumb as he looks. And
he said, and he instilled in us that country fans is what makes it go round. So he gave us some good advice. We love all the fans that are supporting us.
Good question, Ann. Chantel from Manchester. If you could do it all over again, would you still go on The Voice? Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Blake Shelton's a great friend now and wouldn't change, and we've met so many people and so many country music fans now because of that show. MC's Voice is great.
That was a great platform for what we wanted to do since we were little kids. Lillian from Austin. How would you advise young people who don't know what they want to do for a job yet?
Well, let me interject here and say I think that's totally normal. And I remember being in a position where a lot of kids go into college and they're like, they don't even know what to major in. And I think that's totally normal, and you're okay for feeling that. And so don't feel like you're all alone, because I think that's very common. And I would just follow your heart. I know it sounds corny, but follow your heart and what you have passion for, because it's something that you're gonna have to do the rest of your life. So, hopefully,
absolutely.
What's going on here?
It's Cody Allen.
Cody Allen. What?
Wow.
Hi.
What are you doing?
The Swon brothers are here. What? Can I be one of the brothers? Can I sneak?
Well, yeah,
maybe right over.
Yeah, right.
I'll sit right here. Is that?
Come on in.
All in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in.
Does anyone have any questions for me on this Ask Anything video chat? Is there?
Dude, there's been tons.
Yeah.
Really? What's
yeah.
been the most interesting question for me that you've seen so far?
You know, there's so many.
Oh gosh, I can't even remember.
There's so many, dude.
So many that.
I mean, honestly, the inbox is getting flooded. I can't even open.
Yeah, it has shut
Okay.
down. The computer has shut down because there's so many for you.
Let's be honest. All these questions are for you, and I'm going to get out of the way. But thanks for coming by CMT today and making this all happen.
Thank you guys for having
Thanks for having us.
Congrats on the new album, October 14th, the Swon Brothers' new album.
Can't wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Cody Allen.
Cody Allen. This question's from Cody Allen. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna let you take this one. This
Cheryl from, is it Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
Golly, we're Oklahomans.
Sorry, Cheryl. What is your favorite song to cover?
Well, it's a tough one. We've sang a lot of songs. We've been singing songs since we could make noise.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but one that I really like doing now is Danny's song, because you guys voted so much for that on The Voice. I think that's really what got us to the finale on The Voice,
sure.
And so every time we go somewhere now, we have to play Danny's song, and I will do that the rest of my life if I have to, because it's just a classic hit, and people will sing it back to you all night. And at the end of the night, it's so cool hearing all the voices singing that song. So
Yeah,
that's
I'll
one.
agree.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Michaela from Fayetteville. Do you guys argue a lot since you're brothers, or do you get along for the most part? Well, Michaela, what do you think? Yes. Who would not argue with this guy?
We don't argue.
No, we don't. No. Do we?
Yes. Are you arguing with me right now?
Listen, we are brothers, and it's a natural thing to argue with your brother, because your older brother always thinks he's right about everything. So,
Our worst fights have been with each other, and I think now, though, we've learned when to walk away, which is a good thing. Now we do it all on stage. People think it's part of the act, but we just know we can say whatever we want on stage, and we have to smile. So,
that's right.
secret.
Cassie from Glenwood. What new artist are you currently watching out for? Well, depends on how you're asking watching out for. Like, am I in jeopardy? Like, my life in jeopardy, Cassie? Like, someone gonna hurt me? It is close to Halloween, so I don't...
That's so dark. Where you just went with that. I think I'm gonna read the question how you meant it, musically, what we're listening to. You know what? I know for a fact that every time we fly, which is quite frequently, I download new music, and so pretty much I just go to what is new that week and listen to everything. But you know, Blake is obviously not a new artist, but he He has a new record out that we're listening to. Miranda has a new record out that we're listening to. And, you know, I love all this stuff. And all these people we've met have become like a cool family, a little country music family. So I listen to everybody's stuff.
Lauren from Kansas City, what has been your craziest experience on the road so far?
You're looking at the king of crazy right here. Not really. He is pretty boring. And for the most part, I'm pretty boring too. I think, have we done anything crazy?
Well, I would say the environment. One night we played a show, I believe it was in Tennessee, and it held during the entire show, and people stayed, and it got so cold. It started out to be a hot night, but it got so cold, and everyone stayed and just got hit in the head all night by, like, golf ball size hail, and, like, that was crazy. Like, I can't believe people stayed with us. And
It was a hail of a night, I'll tell you that.
okay.
Megan from Plymouth. What made you decide to go the country music path?
Couldn't help it, Megan. We, when we started writing crappy love songs a long time ago, and they were crappy, especially back then, because we didn't know anything about love.
Or writing.
And still don't. We just couldn't help it. It just came out country. I don't know if it's an Oklahoma thing or what, but,
We're from Oklahoma, we love music, and we kind of got a twang, so country is where it's at.
we're good?
We good?
Okay.
I'll wrap it up.
So, guys, thank you so much for all your questions. Big thanks to CMT and Cody Allen for having us. Man, this is a great day for us and the Swon Brothers.
We can't wait to see you guys on the road, and we also can't wait for you to tell us what you think about the new record. October the 14th, you can find us online at swanbrothers.com, and the way we connect with you is through Twitter and Facebook, just Swon, SWON.
At the Swon Brothers. Ask us more questions, please.